Because there's certainly sites that's like 10 celebrities that stepped over a puddle that's hidden, ironically, behind like a million ads. You know, like you don't want to be buying that.
There are people that, I mean, they get those get clicks. They do get eyeballs.
It's why I say, like, really what we are in the game of is just like providing more efficiencies for your dollars, whether that's you trying to earn dollars as a publisher selling ads on the exchange, or an agency like yourselves trying to buy media with those dollars. You should get the most you possibly can from that. And a blockchain provides a really nice solution, just as I was saying at the top of the call, in terms of just like, okay, you can see what happened. But then the coolest thing about, well, at least the best product market fit of any token or whatever it is a stable coin, right? It's just like composable, programmable money that you can use smart contracts to make it do things that are useful to you as someone that is handling dollars, right? Particularly when you look at the impact that agents will have in the future. Like, there's no way, in my opinion, that HSBC will allow your agent to interact with their backend. There's no chance. But I could right now create a smart contract that allowed me to send dollars to 5 publishers every month based off of the revenue that they've earned once we've had that verified on chain, you know, and then that automates a whole part of the ad buying process. Like, efficiency isn't just we've lowered fees. Efficiency is like, how do we look at everything that goes along with ad buying? Because if that's all becomes more efficient, everything works better.
You're really talking value over volume.
Exactly.
So quality over quantity, if that's, you know, the QQ that everyone always uses. Absolutely. So, but that does, I mean, that then brings me to, you know, something else that's quite interesting. I found that from a UK point of view, or media in general globally, I find that perhaps the UK market is leading the charge in things like attention metrics. It could be that, you know, UK market comes very strongly out of telly buying and billboarding, but mainly I think it's the TV sort of thing.
I think that's like our best export. I think there's like British TV shows are used more globally than any other country's TV formats or something nuts. I saw an article. It's like we create all the really good trashy reality TV and everyone just copies us.
I mean, Scottish kid being brought up in South Africa, and I grew up watching Monty Python and Dad's Army. I mean, you know,
good choice.
But what I sort of, I mean, it'll be interesting to hear from your point of view then, now going about you know, talking about crypto and blockchains and tokens, etc. But do we see attention metrics sort of maturing into its own currency and influencing our buying decisions? You know, the creation of formats around that. It would be interesting to consider that. And then also, so what I'm trying to say is sort of, I think the CPM might need to either die a graceful death, or you know, it needs to be worked into a back end of something. It's got to be there because we have to pay publishers and all the rest. But you know, with the rise of things like MFA sites that continue to sort of drain on things, an argument that I've interestingly had as well, actually really define MFA. An MFA to somebody might be really not somebody. I mean, look, obviously there are some blatant made for advertising websites out there, but then there are others where it's just super ad saturation, or you know, maybe it's good content, but they also have just one too many ads. And how does that
I
attention, you know what I mean?
Made for advertising, I always argue about this, because like, no one's writing content for free by and large. You know, like, if you want to take it to its like definition, like every website in the world is made for advertising. You're right, there's some at the edges which are just a joke, that are clearly just trying to farm clicks and CPMs, but like fundamentally, like, people aren't writing websites at a large scale for the love of the game. You know, like they want to make a bit of cash off the back of it, and so like therefore, by definition, is it not made for advertising? That is probably a bit of a facetious way to answer that question, but because there's certainly sites that's like 10 celebrities that stepped over a puddle that's hidden behind like 1 million ads, you know, like you don't want to be buying that.
There are people that, I mean, they get those get clicks, they do get eyeballs, so it's obvious that they've made that content but is that sort of content not necessary to perhaps pay the journalists who are writing the more deeper stuff? So I mean, I know there's an argument, but what I think the thing is though is the open web is still something like 50% of our programmatic display buying in the UK. And that's where we know where the most of the waste lives. So, I mean, how do we fix that or continue to lose credibility? Because programmatic, the method, the execution, and when you're talking proper programmatic, it is the execution. It's not, you know, people still get confused that it's a channel or whatever, but it's not going anywhere. It's not. It's gonna, in my opinion, actually get even more sort of sped up now with the things of AI agents and LLMs and all the rest. But if we continue sort of like leading ourselves down the lines of platforms that aren't centralized and you know, or not allowing ourselves to become decentralized, not looking into things like blockchain, are we just risking that? You know, end of the day, we're going to have very upset people, and more reports coming from the ISBA and you know, things from the Guardian that come out and sort of, you know, absolutely talk about ad fraud and its wastage and how it's cluttered and commoditized.